3 decades ago, as a college sophomore, I was sexually assaulted. Moving between 2 groups of friends, I had a choice of taking a longer path that was well lit or a shorter brick walkway that was slightly in the shadows. I chose the short distance, maybe 20 feet. As I walked along the brick path, I suddenly stopped because the light was coming in and then it stopped. So I turned my head to look and was pulled into the bushes. I was thrown on my back. I had a man on top of me, pulled my shirt up, pulled my skirt up, and I started screaming. And as I looked to my left, not more than 6 feet away, there was a party that was going on, and I could see the whole party in the window. And I was screaming bloody murder, but no one could hear me. But the attacker got a little nervous. So he started reaching around to see what he could find to shut me up. And he found a crab apple. And when he tried to put that in my mouth, I bit him as hard as I could. I then got up and ran into a fraternity house. You can imagine this today. I barely had any clothes on at the time. So this is in the middle of a party, and I ran into a fraternity house. And to their credit, the boys in the fraternity house called the police. Unfortunately, because of the attitudes at the time, and despite my efforts to see this man convicted for what he did to me, my assailant never faced justice in my case. It wasn't until a future point in time and a future crime that he finally went to jail. Until today, only a few have heard my story. Now you all know. I tell this today, not for me, but really for all of you. Surely among us is a woman who has been silent about her own story. I know the feeling of shame. I know the feeling of helplessness. And I know the disappointment of justice denied. But by speaking out, we can find our strength and ensure our lives are not defined by this experience, but that we define it. I read in the news that reports of sexual assaults on our college campuses here in New Jersey have increased over the past year. And I emphasize the word reports. That shows a growing number of young women are not going to remain silent, and they are not going to blame themselves. That means our movement is working. Many of us are blessed to have tight families and a tight network of friends to see us through life's challenges. But to those among us today who don't, do not despair. Look around you now and know this is your New Jersey family. You will never be alone among this tremendous sisterhood. I am inspired by you. I am honored to be with you here today. And I cannot wait until next year.
Morristown.